Congratulations, everybody. We've gotten to lesson 100 in math. I don't know, maybe we need Zero the Hero or somebody to come by. But today's lesson 100 talks about algebraic addition of integers. Now, integers are just a fancy name. That's a G. Are just a fancy name for the counting numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. But they also include 0, and they also go this way and include the negative numbers. Now what they don't include is anything in between, like 0.3 or 3.5 or whatever that is in between there. Integers are the counting numbers. Now, if I said, little Jimmy, he climbed to the top of a hill, and there's a cliff on the other side, and he fell off, oh Jimmy, down into a valley. How far did he drop? Well, you got to understand, if Jimmy goes to the top of this, let's call it a 500-foot cliff, and he falls off the 500-foot cliff, you'd say, well, he fell to 500 feet. However, if Jimmy fell not only off the 500-foot cliff, because it was 500 from here, we'll say, but he also fell into a 300-foot deep valley, okay, how far did he actually fall? Well, you'd say, okay, he fell to 500 plus another 300. He fell 800 feet. Okay. How would I write that as something that was a mathematical expression? You'd say 500, and then you would say plus a negative 300. Oops, sorry. Actually, he's going down 500. So a negative 500 from here plus a negative 300, okay? So how much did he fall? 800. Now maybe that's not so clear to you. Let's go with some smaller numbers. If I said, I got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -1, -2, -3, -4, now I'm off the board. Okay, if I said, oh, you owed me $2. So you went down into the hole $2. But then Susie gave you $5. And that way, well, how much money do you really have now? Well, you paid me back, and then you went further up. Well, you went up 5. So you went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You went all the way up to the 3, right? Okay, you went 5 up from -2. You're actually at a +3 now. This is done a lot when it comes to debts and paying things off and going into negative and positives. It gets a little confusing if we're writing, though, the number sentences. If I said +3 + 2, you'd say that's 5. But if I said a +3 - 2, you'd say, well, that's easy, that's 1. But what if I wrote it as this? I'm going to keep that there. +3 plus a -2. Now what would you do? Well, let's find it on the number line. We'll start with 0. We go to the +3 first. then we add a -2. Anytime you have two symbols that are different from each other, next to each other, we're going down. All right, so I would go down 2. 1, 2. So my answer would be 1. If I had the +3, me and my 3s, +3 plus a +2, then I'd be, okay, I'm at 0. I go to a +3 plus a positive. Well, when they're both the same, then you go up. So 1, 2. The answer would be 5. Okay, Mr. Terpstra, what if I had +3 minus a -2? Well, this is where it gets kind of fun, okay? +3 minus a -2 actually goes up because they're both the same. Well, how is that? How can that be? Well, when I go negative, negative, what they're doing is they're canceling each other out, and you can just make them into 2 pluses. But what it really means is this. If I said I'm canceling or I am subtracting a -2 from you, let's say you owe me $2 and I subtract that $2. I say that $2 that you owe me, I'm forgiving it. I'm getting rid of it. I'm subtracting the negative that you owe. So in essence, it's like getting $2. Even though I didn't hand you $2, since I subtracted your debt, that made you $2. Okay? You get your $2 richer because I subtracted what you owed me. Okay. I know that seems like it can be a little confusing, but let's do a couple more. If I had, I'm going to take the number line off and make you visualize it. I'm going to steal them right from the book, but if I have +8 plus a -5, okay, the symbols that are between the numbers are your biggest clue. Those are opposites, so it's going down. If I had the next one, -5 plus a -3, don't worry about these. Those are your starting points. But just between the two numbers, those are opposites, so it's going down. Okay? If I had -6 plus a +6, if you look between the numbers, those are the same, so it's going up. Okay? If it got drawn like this, +6 in a parentheses, I'm stealing it again from the book. Okay? Again, get rid of all the fluff. Look at the two numbers and see how there's two opposite ones in between. Okay? It's going down. It's the best, most clear way I can teach you to do that. Okay, well, let's figure these out. If 8 is my starting point, and since these are opposite, it's going down, and I'm going down 5, my answer has got to be 3. And it's a +3 because we started out with 8. So it's 3 or +3. This, they're opposite, so they're going down. My starting point was -5, and I'm going down 3 more, so my answer would be -8. 5 going down. They are the same, so it's going up. I'm starting at a -6, and I'm going up 6, so I'm just at 0. Between is opposite, so it's going down. If my starting point was a +6, then I'm going down 6. Again, we're at 0. Okay? It gets confusing if you're looking at these that are in front and then looking at these. What I'd like you to do first always is just look between the numbers And if between the numbers are different, it's going down. If between the numbers are the same, it's going up, even if it's two negatives. If I did this one here, if I made that a negative, okay? That would mean it's going up. So I start at a -5, I go up 3. I'd still be in the negative, but I'd only be at -2. Okay? So first of all, determine which way it's going, and then find out where my starting point is. Okay? All right. You have a whole bunch on the practice set. And I'm only actually going to give you probably for the assignment, go check it on the activity, but probably only going to give you most of what the practice set is and just a couple from the assignment. All right, let me know if you have any questions.